Morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Give me one moment before we get started, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Hey, where did I get? They can hardly see me. I'm pretty dark. I have to wait in case I need you. So the judge gonna be here?
Maybe.
Okay. Like that. Where y'all get that? Okay.
All right. Good morning. Can everybody hear me?
Yes, ma'am. I can hear you.
Okay, great. All right. Let me go ahead and call the trial docket. Mr. Robertson,
Yes.
which particular case are you making an appearance on today?
Yes, ma'am.
Which particular case will you be making an appearance on? Can you give me maybe the case number or the name, the style of the lawsuit?
Okay. It's DC-20-12681.
All right. Hold on one moment.
The judge name was Judge Lee.
Correct. Judge Lee was the judge probably the last time that you had a hearing before this court.
Yes, ma'am.
I was elected in November, so I took office January 1st. So Judge Lee is no longer in the 95th District Court. It's going to be Judge Purdy.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And also the attorney name was Mr. Kaplan.
Mr. Kaplan? Okay. What did you believe that you were set for today, Mr. Robertson? Because I have a trial docket and I don't show you to be on the trial docket. What did you believe you were set for today?
Well, we went to the hearing on December, I want to say the 17th, and he moved the case to January the 11th.
Okay.
That's my understanding. So it's why I'm trying to, I had to have help with this Zoom because I don't understand it. So I had a friend help me with it, and I didn't want to miss a date that I was supposed to appear before the judge.
Right.
So the last time I went to December the 10th and they said I wasn't supposed to be there.
Right,
So,
it looks like there was a motion to compel hearing that was held on the 17th of December. Do you recall
yes,
that?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
So the judge moved it to the 11th because they had some papers that Mr. Kaplan wanted me to answer and send back to Mr. Kaplan, and I did do that,
okay.
like 4 sheets.
All right, hold on one moment. Let me just confirm with the court coordinator, Mr. Roberson, because today is a trial docket. So the only thing that would have been set today was whether or not your case would be going to trial. I don't show that it is. I do show that there was a motion to compel hearing held back on December 17th. But I want to make sure that you know the next time that you need to be at a hearing before the court. If you were ordered on the 17th to make sure that you completed whatever paperwork or whatever discovery was needing to get over to Mr. Kaplan, and you've indicated you've already done so, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. I emailed it to him, and I also faxed it too. I have my copy because I didn't want to get caught up with what I'm supposed to do because I just don't understand the court system, and I've been getting help some kind of way. And so the attorney told me he didn't want to charge me any money just to fill out the 4 sheets. He showed me how to do them, and I
Okay,
filled them out. And I was thinking I was supposed to be on the
okay.
Zoom here, and
Yeah, no,
today
I
I don't
understand.
want to y'all to be mad at me. Yeah, I don't show up because I'm going to abide by the rules that's ordered by by the courts.
Right,
So
I
that's why I'm
understand.
trying to make sure. And if I
Okay.
ain't supposed to be here, could you help me? Tell me when
Sure. So this is what we're going to do, Mr. Roberson. I'm going to just confirm with the court coordinator. Even though I came to this bench on January 1, she has been here throughout this particular time. So she was here
Congratulations.
when you had that hearing back in December. So I want to confirm that you don't have anything set today. I don't believe you do. But if there
Okay.
has been a future date set, I want to go ahead and inform you of that future date so that you know when and how to appear. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so just give me a moment. Gonna put myself on mute for a moment, and then I may call another particular case, but we're gonna get the answer that you need. So just hang on for a moment, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, and while we are waiting for that particular response to come back, who else is on the Zoom hearing this morning with respect to the trial setting? I see the name of Mrs. Terry Stewart Mace. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And which case are you here on, Mrs. Mace?
I am here on cause number DC 1917707, Bank of America versus Kimberly Wright.
Okay, and who do you represent on this particular case, Mrs. Mace?
I represent Bank of America.
Okay, the plaintiff, all right. And do we have Mrs. Wright on this particular Zoom hearing?
I have not seen her or heard her.
Okay, all right. Let's just hold a moment on that one, Mrs. Mace. I'm trying to get Mr. Robertson situated first, and then we can proceed with the trial docket. I just kind of wanted to understand who I have. And
Yes,
I also see someone on the Zoom conference, the name, it just has a first name of Chan. Can you identify yourself for the court?
Yes, I apologize, Your Honor. It's Ryan Chandler.
All right, Mr. Chandler, which case are you here on?
This is for calls number DC 2007-297.
20. Give me that cause number one more time, Mr. Chandler.
07297.
Okay, and did you, were you set for trial today as well, Mr. Chandler?
Allegedly, it looks like there was some misinformation, but yes, this was forwarded to me. The email was forwarded to me by another party that's in this case, so I wouldn't have never known.
Okay,
about-
all right. Let me check on that for a moment and I'll get right back with you, okay?
Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you. All right, Mr. Roberson, I have
Yes,
an
ma'am.
answer for you on your particular case. The court is showing that January 12th, not the 11th, at 11 o'clock a.m., there is a motion for summary judgment that is set.
Okay. January the 12th
Right.
at
At
11.
11 o'clock a.m. And because we are still in a pandemic, it is going to be in this virtual platform.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you may want to contact Mr. Kaplan's office and make sure that you have the Zoom link that you need in order to come back for the hearing on tomorrow.
Now, thank you, but I'm kind of confused with that because he told me not to contact him.
Judge, I can send it to him.
Okay, all right. So that's Mrs. Rouse. That's the court reporter for the 95th District Court. She will forward the link for tomorrow's hearing at 11 a.m.
Okay, so I'm clear.
You're clear. Yeah,
I'm so sorry to bother you, Judge. I got it messed up, but
it's not a bother. I understand everybody wants to be where they're supposed to be. It's no problem at all. Just want to make sure you have the information. I look forward to seeing you on tomorrow, okay?
thank you very much, Judge.
All right, you may be excused. All you have to do is to hit the leave button, okay?
Hit the leave button.
Thank you.
Thank
Mr.
you, ma'am.
Chandler, I'm looking up your case now.
Thank you.
Uh-huh. All right, Mr. Chandler, can you turn your camera on for the court, please? Okay, the particular case that I've pulled up is Lorenzo D. Platter et al. Versus Ryan Chandler et al. Is that correct?
That is correct.
All right, this is set for a dismissal hearing in February 11th at 9 a.m. What did you think was set today, Mr. Chandler?
What they said it was a trial to, I guess, discuss the initial suit that was taking place.
Okay. Let me just double check. I know you were on the video conference and heard me say that there was a judge here last year. And
Congratulations.
thank you. I just took
I
off
met-
January 1. So I just want to make sure.
Yeah, I was there in that hearing with that judge.
Okay. All right. Okay. Mr. Chandler, I don't have anything set. Hold on a second. Let's see one thing. Hold on one second. I see a trial notice. It was assigned by Judge Michael O'Neill.
Possibly, I'm not clear. Like I said, it looked like the clerk had my information wrong as well, my email address. So I was grateful that I was able to even be here in court.
Okay, are you representing yourself on this matter, Mr. Chandler?
At the present time, I am. Your
Okay,
Honor.
all right. Just make sure that if you have a change of address or if you notice an incorrect email address, that you notify the clerk as soon as possible of the best way in which to reach you, especially since we're in this virtual format and you can't come down to the courthouse. That's going to be their best way to contact you if there's anything going on with your case. So always make sure that that information is correct, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let me put you on hold 1 second here. I'm going to put myself on mute, but I'll be right back, okay?
Okay.
I just forwarded you another email from an attorney for today. Mr. Chandler, do you know a Miss Roberts? The
Yes, I
judge.
do.
Judge,
That's the
I'm sorry, go ahead. I asked your question, cut you off.
she was the one that emailed me the information.
Okay, I just received an email, so.
Yeah.
Mrs. Rouse, so what were you saying on this particular case, Mr. Chandler's case?
Yes, ma'am. I just forwarded you an email. Just LaShonda Roberts said she's unable to attend today, and it's on the same case. I'm not sure. I guess that's the attorney he was saying.
Okay, well, hold on a moment. I have Karen here because I don't even show it set on my docket, but hold on, we're trying to figure that out. Hold on.
And she's a party in this case, Ms. Rouse.
Oh, okay, Marty. Great. Never know. Get so many emails.
All right, Mr. Chandler, have some information about your case, if you'll turn your camera on for the court. Right.
Yes,
This
ma'am.
case is not set for trial today. I do see the particular trial notice that you were referencing. It is filed in the court's papers. But what we have done on this particular case is it is set for dismissal on February 11th, 2021 at 9:00 a.m. The court reporter can push out to you a Zoom link. Conceivably, we'll still be meeting that particular way in February, but it's set for dismissal. The plaintiff and the defendant or any of the parties that were a part of the temporary injunction, they'll receive notice of the dismissal date and time to appear. So I don't have anything set for you today, but I appreciate you. I understand why it's in there. Apparently, there were some calls made last week to tell everyone that it was going to a dismissal docket. So if you didn't get that call, again, when you finish this particular hearing, contact the district clerk. When you give them your name, address, phone number, email, they must update the system. And that's the only way we have to notify you of future hearing dates and times.
Okay.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much for appearing this morning, Mr. Chandler.
Thank you so much.
All right, take care. You can be excused.
Bye.
Bye-bye. All right, Mrs. Mace, I think that leaves you and I on this particular case. Apparently, Mrs. Wright has contacted the clerk this morning as well as the court. Have you had any discussions with her on this particular case, Mrs. Mace?
I have not, Your Honor. She is represented by a debt settlement company, complicating our communications with her.
Okay. Was trying to find the most recent email regarding today. Okay, that's your letter. Hold on 1 second. Here we go. Yeah, she sent a email to the coordinator as well as the court reporter, basically saying she just got notice of the trial. She's represented by Vantage Acceptance Client Services, a debt consolidation company out of California, and that they have been negotiating a settlement on her behalf. Have you had any discussions with Vantage?
We have not, Your Honor. And I don't think I'm trying to get in my system where I can see.
I know my staff merely instructed her to be present on this particular Zoom hearing. Yeah. And if she wanted to advise the court of any type of discussions, it would need to be done at the time of trial.
Yes. We don't have we have a power of attorney, but that was not the name on the power of attorney that we have. We have someone by the name of Stephen Jones out of California.
Okay.
But not the name that you provided there. And we haven't had any recent discussions with anybody.
Okay.
Regarding settlement. We're certainly open to that.
Right.
We attempted, one of your predecessors signed this to DRC, and we attempted to contact them, and I honestly don't know if they're even open right now, but we got no response. That was in December. We got no response.
Okay.
When we reached out to them.
Okay. And that's the Dallas County Dispute
Yes.
Resolution Center?
Yes.
Okay. I will find out. Even though a lot of our people are working remotely, services are still supposed to be continuing.
Right.
So
right.
I will just double check on that. Are you ready to proceed today?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Has there been a proposed judgment submitted with respect to this particular case? Like I said, I basically, Mrs. Wright was informed of the trial setting today. I encouraged her to attend this particular Zoom hearing if she wanted to urge anything at that particular time. I know she contacted the court this morning and the same information was provided to her. So I would assume that she has chosen not to participate.
I have not submitted a judgment, Your Honor. I can certainly have one to you by the end of the day.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and call this particular case to trial. Mrs. Rouse, are you ready to take the record on this particular case?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. This is cause number DC 19-17707, Bank of America versus Kimberly N. Wright. I am calling this case to trial. May I have announcements at this time on the record?
Your Honor, Terry Stewart Mace for Plaintiff Bank of America.
All right, thank you, Mrs. Mace, for your announcement. The court is showing Mrs. Kimberly N. Wright is pro se representing herself. She's not appeared on this particular video conference, and just as a precaution, I'm going to have the deputy call the hall 3 times just to make sure that she has not appeared at the courthouse. Mrs. Deputy Smith, if you will call Kimberly N. Wright to make sure that she is not out in the hallway. We'll just hold a moment while the deputy does that.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, let the record reflect that the deputy has called the hall for Mrs. Kimberly Wright and that there was no response. Mrs. Mace, you may go ahead and proceed at this time.
Okay, Your Honor. This suit was filed by Bank of America on November 4th of 2019. The defendant was served on March 2nd of 2020. That return of service was filed on March 4th. And the defendant did file an answer on May 12th of 2020. That answer, I would point out to the court, it is the copy that we received and the copy in the court's online file is not signed and is not sworn, even though it contains several answers that are required to be sworn answers. We filed a business records affidavit with the court, Your Honor. I did email that to Ms. Rouse late. I emailed that this morning and I apologize for that. I got called on this one, signed on this one somewhat late. That business records affidavit contains 105 pages. It is not numbered, Your Honor. My client prohibits me from changing their affidavits, even to the point of putting a stamp on it or numbering the pages. But I can direct you to the last 4 pages of the document, which if you're looking at it as a PDF, the one I sent this morning is 105 pages, and the last 4 pages are the charge-off statement showing $4,852.78 due and owing. The client has made an adjustment to fees and interest of a credit adjustment of $22.29, giving the current amount due and owing of $4,830.49. The last payment on this account was made on January 4th of 2019, which is well within limitations, Your Honor. Additionally, there were purchases on this account in December of 2019 and January of 2020, with the last purchase on January 5 of 2020. Plaintiff would ask the court to take judicial notice of its business records affidavit on file with the court and asks judgment in the amount of $4,830.49. We are not seeking any additional interest and we are not seeking attorney's fees, Your Honor.
All right. The court will take judicial notice of the business record affidavit that has been filed with the court. The court will review the proposed judgment once it is e-filed in the court system. And assuming the court agrees with everything in that proposed judgment, it will grant judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $4,830.49. Is there anything further, Mrs. Mace?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right, hearing nothing further, that concludes our hearing for today. Thank you so much and nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you and congratulations.
Thank you so much. All right, that concludes our hearing. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye.
May I be excused?
Yes, you may.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bam.